guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Abby and I heartily welcome you to the Caribbean and to my container garden in Trinidad and Tobago. This morning we're going to do a garden tour, but right now it's raining and I didn't want my daughter to come out in the rain. So I'm picking up the eggs for her this morning. This morning the eggs are huge. Filled up the basket. I'm not sure how many eggs there were, but they're huge this morning. So I did this chore. I also have some grass clippings to put in here. And then when the rain eases, I will show you guys how the garden is doing. We are in the greenhouse right now, guys. But before I show you guys around, I see some new silks came out on the corn. So I'm going to hand pollinate it. Now, I learned this from Marie on Farming on the Rocks. I didn't know you could hand pollinate corn. So I saw her pull off the stalks. I don't pull off the stalks. I just pull off the little pieces of pollen and I rub it in my hand. If I don't see any pollen come out, I know that's too old. And I keep searching until I find enough pollen to put on the corn. This is also too old. So I have to find just the right um, stalk to put on the silks. And I hope that I have some pollen in here to hand pollinate this corn. So when I'm finished with this, then I will pick you guys back up. So I just found a little teeny bit of pollen. So I'm going to use this to put on some of the silks in here. Just a little teeny bit. I'm going to keep searching until I find some pollen. This is the first time I'm actually growing corn like this. I just pass my hand gently on the silks. I keep searching, ever searching for some pollen. I have to do the work of the bees because the bees can't get in here. The wind comes in, but it's not that strong. Keep searching for a bit of pollen. Okay, guys, so I didn't find much pollen. I'm hoping that soon because this is supposed to open either today or tomorrow, that the silks will still be available to be pollinated. Anyway, let me show you guys. Let's start off in the greenhouse. So these are the tomato plants that I planted in here. These are the yellow mushroom tomato. They aren't blooming as yet. So my observation, you guys can see they are pretty tall. They're growing towards the light. Two purple leaves fall off, so I have to take that off and clean it up. But they're growing towards the light. They are binding along good. They're not growing as they would bushy and nice if they were outside because the light coming in is mottled, but they don't have any major set of disease on them. As you can see, let's get a little closer. I gave these guys, they did have a time where their leaves were curled and weird looking, and I cut it off and I gave the plant a feed of Epsom salts. And a friend of mine said to no longer add any more of my chicken compost because we're entering the wet season, and what it would do is encourage fungus in the soil. So he encouraged that I give it a dressing of some synthetic fertilizer. He's a person who grows here in Trinidad a lot. That is to just help me control or not have to encounter any soil funguses for this time period. So he said whatever is there is going to slowly break down and feed the soil, but to give the plant a boost, use some synthetic fertilizer. But you guys can see the tomato plants, they're not looking too bad. I'm hoping as they get closer to the light up here, as you can see I string it up. I did my own little DIY something. as it gets closer to the light, I'm hoping that it would encourage the tomatoes to blossom and produce some tomatoes. So yes, that's how the tomatoes are doing. Down below, I planted some basil. As you can see in here, I'm not watering too much, just enough because I don't want to deal with funguses on the tomatoes. And you guys know this is a very finicky, very fickle plant. So I'm trying my best to go by the books here in order to get a crop. In the back there, I planted a straw flower. Of course, it's not much light. And you see how it's chewed up? That is the lizard that is doing that. So he can have that plant. Once it's not a fruit plant, it's okay with me. Over here, I have another tomato tree that seems, I don't know, maybe he needs some food. I'm not too sure, but I'll try and see if I can brainstorm what's happening there. But this is the only cherry tomato. This is a chocolate cherry. And yes, it's lanky because I think it's going towards the light. But as soon as it reaches up, I plan to allow all of the plants to stay in the roof and go from there. So how's the corn doing? The corn is doing great. It's sending out silks. One has an ear. Look, you can see the plant is growing some corn. So I'm watching the plants and not the camera. And the rain is coming in on the side in the greenhouse. It started raining. So yeah, so you can see it's trying to reproduce some ears of corn for us. And we have silks coming up everywhere. But the problem is that it tassels so early. And all these tassels are old now. So all the pollen is gone. So I'm hoping that those silks hold out a day or two while this opens so that I can hand pollinate those that are about to pop up. So that's what's happening here in the greenhouse on this side to the right. In the greenhouse, you guys know that I moved some cauliflower. I had a bunch of cauliflower in here and I couldn't find what pest was eating my cauliflower. And so I moved it over. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's still getting in. Oh my gosh, this is just so hard. Anyway, guys, so this is some mustard greens right here. And the remaining of my cauliflower. Let's see how long they last. I'm trying my hardest, guys, with this lizard. Trying my absolute hardest, but it seemed hell bent to eat all my cauliflower. So I tried using the hoop and it has gotten in somewhere. So I'm going to have to put some more stones on the perimeter in order to keep this lizard out. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so this is a okra plant. This is a volunteer. And hopefully that does well in the corner. That's all that's happening in the greenhouse. Yeah, that's all that's happening in the greenhouse. I would have had more brassicas in here, but there is a lizard that seems to love it. So well, it's raining now. So when the rain stops, I will take you guys outside to show you what is going on out there. Well, scoping out my plants. Check, you know. Well, scoping out my little pak choy plant. We have a quick break in the weather, but if I go up the step here, you will see. I don't know if you guys can see that. We have another blob coming up there. You see that big heavy cloud there? It's getting ready to come again. So let us get on with this tour. I really want to show you guys today because I've been really busy. I've been trying my hardest to get out here to plant. The rainy season is here. This is where the extreme wet's hitting now. So let me share with you guys. Let me start in the back actually. Let's start in the back. And I have a couple things that I want to harvest in the back there. and we will work our way forward. Whew. When the rainy season hits, so does mosquitoes. The mosquitoes are out with a vengeance. Okay, so I'm gonna rest my basket there. I want to get some planting done today too, but I probably will have to do that off camera because of the weather. Forgive me, guys, but I'll do a bit of harvesting. We'll do a bit of harvesting together because we just have to. Things need to be picked before they go bad. So you guys knew that here was quite a struggling patch. Now that the rains are here, look at the amount of greenery taking place here. So let's start here. We have the ginger here. I wanted to put more chicken compost here, but I was advised to hold up on putting too much of that organic matter at this time with all this rain. And if I want to do it, I have to put very, very little. So right now, I just gave them a little bit of synthetic fertilizer, very little, just to keep them fed for the time being until I figure it out. But this is the pumpkin vine that was in the back here. I put a trellis here because I put the passion fruit vine in the back here, and it is taller than me now. The passion fruit is jamming. It's all up in the sky, so I have to move out this board from here because it is bent, and my husband gave me some more pieces of steel that I can put it up there for myself. So here we have the pumpkin. You can see over here one is getting ready, the flower is getting ready to open, and I hope that I have a male to pollinate it this time. This one looks like it would open tomorrow, so I would have to be out here bright and early to hand pollinate that to ensure that I get that pumpkin. And there are more on it. So if it doesn't happen, we could always try again. So that's the pumpkin that's happening here. We also have the passion fruit, as I mentioned. I want this whole thing to fill up and be our passion fruit supply. The okra is also doing really well. This is the emerald, I think it's called. And first time I'm growing this one. Whew, the pineapple plants threatening to cut my fingers away. So this is the emerald. It is quite different to the other one. Let me cut it and bring you guys back. I can't do it with one hand. I don't want to damage the plant. Oh, I ran from the sun a little bit over there and so that I can see what I'm doing on my camera. So this is, I just picked this one as well. This is the deer horn. It's a super long. Look at the striking difference in length of this okra to the other one and in size. And you would think that it's fibrous. No, it's quite tender, quite beautiful. So this is going to eat today. This is in good condition. So we're going to eat this today. But look at this one. This one has ribs, and this one is smooth, pretty smooth. Now I could have picked these yesterday. They would have been much better. And but we're going to eat this for lunch today. We're going to have it, and we're going to fry it up in some butter and garlic. So that's the okra in the back here. And I also have some bhaji in the back here. But I am going to make some bhaji rice today. I had initially planted this for the chickens to enjoy, but the good thing is that us humans can have it too. I just uprooted one. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Get me my knife and finish cut that one off. But yeah, so that's the bhaji that's taking place there. Morning. Yeah, but so I'm gonna finish pick out those badges. So the badge is doing good. The pineapple is also doing good down here in on both ends. It's a tight squeeze in the back here, as well as the plantain trees are doing really well. In fact, in fact, they are. One, two, three pups coming up in this container, as well as this is how I feed this plant. I put all the kitchen scraps here, and there are some volunteer Julie mango trees coming there, and I'm going to leave it there and figure out what I'm going to do with that later. But yeah, I got some pups coming up, and I think I might have to move them out because it'll be too much for this little container. Also planted a gumprina here for some color in this corner, and I have some ornamentals here. Some wonder of the world. Sometimes I take a leaf and I just chew it. I just eat it. Has this kind of a citrus vibe kind of thing. Medicine. Yeah, so that's what's happening in the back here. So I'm gonna finish pick this out, and we're gonna head back up in the front. So all the plants in the back here since the rain started is doing really, really good. Let me show you guys the Confederation rose and how it is looking as well. So this is the Confederation rose. Let me come around here and show you from this angle. Oops, my basket fell. So this is the Confederation rose. It is doing really well as well. It's starting to branch out on the inside. So I'm hoping that it gets thicker and thicker with all the rains and that it enjoys it. I almost forgot this container, this planter. Let's move this netting. You guys know I protect everything because the birds, they came and they chewed up my cucumber vine. But I saw something new. I'm not too sure what's happening here. You guys, if you do know what this is, let me know in the comment section below. It's like I don't know what that is. I really don't. But the rains came down just now. So let's get back to what I was showing you. So yeah, I was telling you guys I'm not too sure what this is. But the top leaf seems to be recovering. I gave it the sprinkling of the synthetic fertilizer, as my friend told me, and the newer leaves seem to be bouncing out of that. I don't know if it was some kind of nutrient deficiency. Anyway, so that's going fairly okay. We're going to see how that goes from now. Over here, you guys know that I transplanted the strawberry well. Most of them died. One survived and it sent out puppies, so I am happy. So I just have one variety now. Remember, I had two. It did not like when I transplanted them when I did over this planter. They were not happy with me. So I have some celery. I picked this up from a plant store. And because celery, I had some there and it was taking forever to germinate. And I wanted to get me some celery. The ginger is bouncing back well as well in the corner here. They're doing pretty good. So those were some older canes and they are now shooting their new stalks. So they're doing pretty good. I also just broke off a piece of the marigold and I stuck it in here. And look, I have a whole new plant, brand new and vibrant flowers, and it's doing good. I planted some dill seeds in the corner here. I learned something recently. Dill does not like to be disturbed. So I plant them here to leave them here because we have no more dill inside. And that is one of my children's favorite herbs in their burgers and their pizza and their pasta. They love dill a lot. So this should grow well here. I look forward to harvesting dill for the year. I have dill in the freezer for 2 years, blended in the olive oil, and it tastes as though I just picked it. So I'm hoping to get a new batch for the next 2 years. I end up coming inside again because it started raining again. So let's get back at this garden tour and take this bag out of here. Rest it somewhere. We got guests. Y'all are my guests in my garden. So this is the sweet pepper container, sweet pepper bed. What I planted, I cannot remember, but I know it's a three-lobed sweet pepper. When I remember the name of it, I would probably put the name of it in the screen up here. And but I think it's Keystone. I'm not too sure, but I'll put the name. There was one volunteer in here. I'm not too sure what it is. It might not be a sweet pepper, but these pepper plants are tall, y'all. I tell you, tall. They are tall. All my pepper plants are tall, but the foliage, they are nice and deep green. I still am having the mites, as you well know. So once they start to curl on the newer leaves, I know that I need to treat the plants all over again. And it is an environmental thing here. I can try treat it as much as I want, but it seems as though the area in which I live has a major infestation of these mites because all of my neighbors, their plants, those who are treating, you can tell. Their leaves look like mine. They're dark and green and looking good, but those who are doing nothing, you can certainly tell by the way their plants are looking. Even the weeds on the side that's going on the side of the roads has infestation. So I started spraying even the weeds on the perimeter of the property in the road to try and give me a break. I need a break. But my neighbors in the front and on the side, they have mites everywhere. So it will only get so far. Back to the garden tour. The tarragon is doing lovely. Look how lovely this is looking. The pak choi that's remaining there, lovely as well. Saw a butterfly fluttering around. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to come by and wipe off some eggs somewhere. I'm really happy that we will have the regular time in here as well. So all those weed seeds with the rains are starting to come up. This is the culantro. They're doing well as well. The stevia, I have to come and harvest out these leaves and put them in a bit of vodka and have it on the inside. Yeah. So I've been picking off the flowers on the top as well, not letting them mature. But at the same time, I don't want to decapitate the tip of the plant. I just want to get that flower out. Yeah, like that. So in the next container here, I have some dill. I harvested it yesterday, made some meatballs with it. And the zinnias, they are still doing wonderfully. So once you keep cutting off the blooms, they will keep giving you joy in the garden. I have this one has to come off now. So the zinnia, this marigold plant again, I pulled it off of the one that I had. And I have so many now from that one plant in the garden. That's in a little 2-liter bottle. Here is my purple cayenne, I believe it is. I'm not too sure, but I believe it's the purple cayenne. It is super tall again. I might have been a little too zealous with the chicken manure, and they are certainly very green, very leafy, and no little fruit. But you can see what's happening there. The bees are by, and they are doing the job for me. I don't know what plant this is, so we're gonna have to find out together, guys. This plant here is also in a little container, a little moss juice container. I pull it off of the existing plant. I'm gonna have to put some soil in that and keep that going. The sunflower has reached its end, but I am being patient, waiting for this flower head to finish maturing so that I can take it off and see what seeds I get. Like I said, once you buy a plant that's a flower, you should be able to, harvest out the seeds from it. So I'm hoping that I can get some more mini sunflowers that I can put here in the yard. That would be gorgeous. This is a jalapeno. There are a few jalapenos in here. Camera cut off just now. So what was I saying? I was saying that there are a few jalapenos over here. It's getting more and more fruitful. You can see it's getting more and more fruitful up there. It's doing pretty good. The banana pepper in the back here, I have to harvest these today. Let's harvest them now. You know what? Let me harvest them another time because I'm going to kill my plant. So I'll harvest these out today. Where's my basket? It's just resting on the table here. Yeah, so the jalapenos, not the jalapenos, the banana peppers in the back here, they're shorter. I'm going to take these off and see how best to prune the plant to encourage it to grow and to produce some more as well. This is another jalapeno. Didn't have much, no fruit actually at the bottom. All the blossoms and fruits are up here in the newer growth. The plant has recovered and it is now blossoming up here. I have no problem with the height of it. This is actually to my neck. Guys, this plant is another banana. This one is loaded with some fruit, and I'm going to pick some of these as well. The mites came back and the leaves started to curl, but I'm not giving up. I'm going to try until something changes in the future. Here's some more jalapenos. Again, most of the fruitage is taking place on the top. There are a few in between here as well. Fruits are in between there. They're not going to come by. As they come by, I'm going to pick them and put them in the freezer. And then when I want to do my cowgirl candy, we are going to can together. We're going to experiment together, guys. This year is the year of preserving because I didn't get any preserving last year. We need to get things preserved up so that it could last us for a year or two. So behind me again, another patch at the entrance, another patch of ornamentals. We have some celosia, some periwinkle. I think periwinkle prefers being in the blazing hot sun, but I'm seeing some blooms coming there. This one is sad. Let's pull this off. Another marigold that I pulled off and I popped here for you to color. And the elephant ears here are doing really well. So mixing the ornamentals. Look, I also have another one here. This is the house plant. It is happy there. I probably will leave it there eternally. Over here is the new planter that I did. I just stuck a piece of board there. It was easier on the hands. And in this bag is the beans. Now, I wanted to share with you guys what happened with these beans. So, these beans sent out beans that never grew. They never ever grew. The leaves look like this. Nothing grew. I'm going to pull it out right now. Look, the beans, they never grew. Maybe I should leave it with all the rains. Something might happen then. I don't know. I don't know if it wanted rain. I don't know. Because we weren't having any rain. And now we're getting rain. Let's see if it grows. What do you think? Do you think I should keep it or I should rip it out? Because these plants are sad. Sad looking. And none of the beans grew. None of them did. Here's another pimento that I planted here that is seeming to enjoy its space. And I'm happy for it. On the top here, I planted the zinnias that I moved out of the greenhouse. And we got this very large looking zinnia. I love it. It seems to be a triple petaled or a double petaled zinnia. It's quite large. And then we got this green envy. I had to treat all of these again for the mites. As you can see, the curling taking place. You can see the petals will skip in spaces in this one. But I am getting more blooms. So once I stay on top of these mites, I should be one happy gardener. Yeah, here. So I have those zinnias on the top of this bag along with a runner bean. This is what we call locally Bodhi, and it's reach right here. Oh, no, it's up there. It is taking off. It's going where it wants to go. And I couldn't be more happy for it. So the Bodhi is going to grow up onto this and meet the pumpkin up there. The pumpkin is having a second lease on life. With all the rains, the vines have started regrowing. They started regrowing. And my problem again is the birds. And I got me a new I got me a new gadget to try and help me with the birds, and I'm gonna share with you guys in the next video. But the pumpkin has started regrowing up there. But as it grows, the birds come and rip the leaves off and go. By my feet here is this nice long old tube kit that I transfigured into a plant pot. This is a straw flower. We'll see how they do now with the rains here. The pumpkins, they're finally starting to grow again with the rains and with treatment for the mites. I'm being patient. I'm not ripping anything out because I know that I have a lot of different uh, things against me here in the garden. Here is some green amaranth, what I'm going to be using as bhaji. I also have some of that over here that's doing much better because it's in more light than those behind me. Here is an eggplant. I don't know which one it is, but if I was to guess, I think this is the Turkish orange eggplant. And it's doing really well. It hasn't set any fruit as yet, but the bees are coming by more and more. So I am hopeful that pretty soon we get some fruit. There's lots of blooms, but I haven't gotten any fruit as yet. Here, the rough skin lemon, it sent out this long stem here and it's continued to grow more and more. I think I might need to ask my husband because it's on a trolley to push it out from here and see if I could set it over there where it can get full blasting sun because citrus loves sun. Around here is this pot with the morning glory. I've been coming by looking on the inside for trips. Hear that noise? Say that happens when something comes by that's alive. It does that and it keeps the birds away from this area and from my Panama berry. You can see lots and lots of berries are coming on again, the second flush, and the tree is happy as well with the rains. Over here is my melon. In this pot over here, I have a watermelon as well as a tiger melon. And guys, I have to come back around this way because that thing is going to make noise and going to give me a headache. So we have quite a bit of tiger melons. Some there. I only saw one. No way! Something. Oh, those birds are so annoying. Well, there goes my only melon, my only sugar baby. So I'm gonna pull it off and allow the vine to focus on something else because this is only gonna rot. That is so sad. That is so so sad. Is it? No, it's split. It's split with the excessive rain. Oh, that's a split. That's not a bird. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, the chicken's gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna rest this here for the chickens. Oh my gosh. I'm not a bird. But anyway, tiger melons are popping up everywhere. Tiger melons. I have to come and prune off those cosmos, trying to keep the bees happy and invited in the garden here. Right here, I have a mama sunflower. This one is supposed to be super big, super large. It's supposed to get super tall and give us super big flower head. We'll see what happens with that. The tiger melons are happening up there as well. You can see that one right there. The oranges, though, I find they're taking forever to size up. I don't know much about citrus. I'm being honest here. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if that's how oranges grow. So let me know in the comment section, how long does an orange take before it gets sizable? Because that has been that size for quite some time. I don't know if it's because of the drought that we had, the dries that we had. Let me know in the comment section down below, please. But yeah, so all the tiger melons, there are lots and lots of tiger melons up there. Even right here, tiger melon right there. So it has a striking stripeness to it, and I'm looking forward to tasting it. So the orange tree, let's put that in quotation. The orange tree is shooting new shoots. Everybody is happy with the weather right now. The nice moisture until it gets too excessive and they start to die. So these are the blooms down here. These only last a couple of hours and these are going to fall off now. These things are jamming. These are flowers. These are go-to flowers for the tropic grower. Zinnias and gomphrenias do not disappoint. They absolutely don't. And the Mexican sunflower. Now, on the Mexican sunflower, I noticed that it was looking a bit yellow. I gave it a feed, but because I have no more seed, I'm leaving all these heads on here to get as much seeds as I can possibly get so that I can get my next plant from the seeds that I harvest from here. So I'm leaving all those dead flowers on there for seed. I'm seeing one here that's ready. So when the weather's dry, I will pick it and harvest out those seeds. In here, I put two cucumber plants again, and there's somewhere in here. There's somewhere in here vining. Yep, they're vining going up here. I haven't seen any fruit on it as yet, but the cucumber has reached up here and it's growing well. The carrots, they are doing good as well. My plan is to leave at least two of these carrots in here to get seed because these are an heirloom variety and I want to be able to harvest my own seeds to keep getting food in my garden. I don't want to have to keep buying the same thing over and over. As you see, I haven't ripped out the beetroots. It bulbed up somewhat. I'm gonna pick it out. It's probably gonna be wood, but I'll probably just boil it and blend it and strain it and have it as a juice. Hopefully, it's tasty. Ooh, is this a good berry? It is. Is it? Oh no. I'm gonna leave that there. I give the chickens that. In here we have the onions. They are all done now. I need to take them out of the rain. So this is the first time I've grown red onions actually. Look, all the necks are broken. And I don't want to leave them out here. This one isn't broken as yet. This one is broken. Oh, this one is rotten. So I need to get them out. This one is broken. So I need to get them out and put them to dry. But I didn't get a big amount. My son harvested one actually earlier. Let me go around on the other side. My son harvested one from here. He pulled it out. This one is broken as well. And we're gonna put these to dry. This one is broken as well. Yeah. You know what? Let me just pull up everything. And we're gonna put in the next set of onions in the garden. So these things grew super duper big. But that's okay. We got some onions. Let me try and take a thumbnail. Yeah, so we got some onions from in the garden. We're gonna rest this on the table. We're gonna put this to dry and see if we can salvage the one that seems to be rotten and use it in something. Yeah, so am I leaving anything out? Am I leaving anything out? Oh, there was a volunteer um papaya in here as well. I left it. I'm leaving anything that volunteers in my garden because you know the struggle I'm having. Volunteers seem to grow best, so I'm going to leave that volunteer right there. So I forgot this planter, so let me share with you what's in here. So I had the pak choy in here. You guys know in the last video I ripped those out. And what we have left is some radishes. And they're doing pretty good as well. They're coming along nicely. These seeds I got in the local store here, the grocery that was bred for the Caribbean. And majority, I would say about 85% of them seem to be bulbing well. So I am going to do a succession of this and I'm going to plant on the other side a next row of radishes. I have a whole set of seeds that I want to put in the ground. Here, the Merlot has gone to seed. I'm waiting for the pods to dry up so I can harvest them out and get them out of here. These I am going to leave here. There's a ginger that I put in here that is starting to grow, but in the corner here, it's still so dry. I need to come by and give it some water in the corner here. I'm gonna put a new bag of soil in this and I'm going to plant out. These are some onion seedlings. I'm gonna plant those out here because right now it's getting full sun and I probably will plant those alongside here and in the middle plant some carrots to keep those kind of crops coming in. Yeah, here is a zucchini. The zucchini was delicious. We loved it. We love the variety that's coming in from the garden. And so I planted another zucchini here in a 5-gallon bucket. And I placed a marigold along with it. Hopefully it doesn't bother or mind having to share with the marigold. Here is another red chili, a cayenne pepper, another pimento pepper. This is a seasoning pepper. These are things that they come out from the garden. I put straight into the freezer. It freezes it at the optimum. And I get to use it when I need it. So freezing is one of my go-tos until I learn canning well. I'm gonna I have bought me some new cans and I'm looking forward to trying it out. So yeah, that's what's in the garden. I showed you guys everything. I am very happy with how things are going. I just wish that they were producing more. But this is something that I couldn't change because we had an extreme dry season. We probably rained 5 times in 5 months where I am. And it was super duper dry. And you know, city water does not do the same as rainwater. So if you enjoyed this garden tour, let me know in the comment section down below. If you saw something that you think that I need to rectify, let me know as well. I'm all open for opinions and for lessons. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm really learning. So here on the bean tower, I am thinking to make it into a pak choy tower for the future. I'm going to set me some seeds and put pak choy around the perimeter of this bean tower because it's in a partially shaded area and pak choy doesn't mind that at all. Or I might put it in the greenhouse, but I have to set something to get that lizard out from in there. All in all, guys, the garden is doing really, 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 really well. I am still battling the mites and the trips, but staying on top of it as best as I can. I'm not too down and out. I love gardening. I love it a lot. And I hope that my videos are encouraging you to start with one container at a time, one thing that you think would add to your dishes or seasoning. If it is the easiest things to grow are the seasoning, you could start with that one plant and let that be your motivation to do better and get more and more as the time goes by. Until we see each other, guys, take care and have a great, great week ahead. Bye.